I've always wanted to have an opportunity to write, but I think I always would make excuses. We're really busy in this department, as everybody knows. So I'd always make excuses, like I have this idea, and then I wouldn't do it. But ID really gave me that opportunity, and I don't want to say like forced me to write, but set up the platform and the space to be able to create something that I really enjoyed, or I had a vision of, and it was really exciting. I think I went into it with, whether it was chosen or not, it doesn't mean the work is ever bad, ever. Like, no, I really genuinely don't think that anybody ever put anything into the room that wasn't so creative and beautiful. It just honestly came down to what cohesively fit together. And I was really fortunate that both my pieces got to be in it.
I remember someone offered feedback on my piece that was constructive, and I didn't take to it very, very well. I remember in the moment I was kind of like off-put by it, but I had to remind myself that the fact that this person took the initiative to, number one, speak out, showed that they cared, and they showed that they cared about the process and the project and my idea. So I was like, oh, well, this is great. This is like doubly awesome that I'm getting all this like good energy, and there's good energy kind of imbued in that. I worked with Mia as my director for She Speaks, and she was absolutely fabulous. Really receptive to my ideas and really receptive to kind of what I wanted the piece to be at the end of the day.
It's definitely different, but really collaborative and honestly super exciting, because being on both ends of it, you get to feel the passion that the primary writer had and to share their vision and to kind of help them make that world and that creative idea come to life.
I mean, it was. The entire project was identity. It just was. It just is. I mean, it was imbued in every single aspect of our work.
Every single script thrown out had something really personal about either themselves or a topic surrounding identity that they think is important for people to hear. And that can be really scary to put that kind of stuff out into a room, but we really created a very welcoming and safe and happy space, and people really wanted to share parts of themselves that they might be a little bit nervous to share, which I think really is why we created such a beautiful piece of art.
There's that old adage of leave your stuff at the door, right? Yes, there is a part of that is healthy, and then there's a part of that is so contrary to human nature. It's like we bring our life experiences and our everything that we have experienced up until this point into every human interaction we find ourselves in. Therefore, negating that or trying to push that aside is like trying to, shove a piece of yourself off into the corner. That's not helpful right now. No, what you can do is kind of cherry pick and say, okay, I don't need that right now, but I'm gonna bring this part of myself into this work, you know what I mean? So there's like a duality to that. But I mean, identity was this project.
It's stuff that we sort of sometimes internalize because it's terrifying to talk about certain parts of our identities. Like being a woman or having chronic back pain. Those are some of the topics that I was able to dive into.
Really frightening. And there are parts of it too that I didn't share. And parts that I wanted to keep to myself, because I've always been a very open person, and I am a very open person. However, I was less inclined to be kind of excessively open for the sake of being open, as opposed to really exploring something and being really honest.
It's obviously very personal, and putting something in a form that so many people can see it is also a little bit nerve-wracking, but it's also very liberating, and I think there are a lot of beautiful things that come with some of the scariest parts of our identities. Everybody in the cast is wonderful.
Like, there was not one individual in that cast that I did not like. I love everyone in that cast. Everybody was there offering ideas. People were singing songs. I was like, hell yes. And there was just like such an openness too. It was like, this might suck, this might not, but I'm gonna throw it out there. And it worked. It was just really collaborative and amazing to put on a show, and to see what other people wrote too was really, really special.
It was so awesome. I genuinely loved being able to hear so many insanely creative ideas from everybody. Like, you couldn't even imagine some of the things that people came up with. So my favorite moment from the process was being in the green screen theater, like film studio rather, but the green screen film studio was something I never have ever seen before. It was so incredibly cool, and I really loved being able to dance in that space. That really meant a lot to me, as I believe it meant as well to Kat and Jess.
Lying on the floor every day, that was really nice. I love when Ricky was like, all right, now find your floor, and I'm like, I get to lie on the floor for 5 minutes. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty amazing. Oh, and also being Austin Rose's girlfriend. Oh, I loved when Ricky's dog, Gus, was in our rehearsal. This small little dog. And I was sitting on the floor typing, and Gus decided that he was going to make me his little, like, center of chilling area. So I was sitting, like, on my stomach, typing on my computer. He crawls underneath my arm and lays his paws on my computer and just sits there like this. And I'm like, I look at Ricky and I'm like, I can't work like this. I don't know what to do. And Ricky's like, Gus. And I'm like, no, don't move the dog. The dog has decided that this is where it wants to be, and I must respect the sanctity of his place. That was iconic and legendary. I love that dog. Shout out to Gus.
I definitely learned that I think I'm stronger than I think I am, whether it's surrounding my identity as a woman or my chronic pain or whatever it is. I really have found that I've been through things, I will go through things, but there's nothing that I won't be able to handle, I truly believe. And ID really helped me dig into myself and really think inwards for a second.
The first thing that's coming to my mind is not being too critical. That we're all a work in progress, and that we will never stop being a work in progress. And there's not one goal or one thing that you're trying to achieve, you're just trying to get better. I also realized that it's very humbling being in a process where we're all on the same playing field. Like, no one is a lead, no one is the ensemble, we are the ensemble. I'm really excited to see Connor's piece, like really, really excited. Charlie and Eve, so excited to see that. And also Girl in Red, that's just a really, like, first of all, Gabby is the person who wrote Girl in Red, is also my little, and I just simply adore her. And I was just so inspired by how honest she was and how much work she put into that. Like, she put her heart and soul into that piece. And I'm just really, really excited to see how that turns out. And then also Locker Room. I feel like for the pure reason of, because it's like so different, like you're in different places and there's so much happening and stuff like that. Like, I just want to see how all those pieces fit together.
Literally all of them. Literally all of them. Yeah, all of them. That's what I'm gonna say. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I enjoyed helping to create something that means so much to me and our cast. We put our hearts, souls, and literally our identities into this piece, and we're so excited for you guys to watch it.